I just want to love on
Oh,
you.
you know it. Man, I should have you on the remix.
I just want to love on you. 'Cause you really make me happy. Oh, I just want to say I'm so grateful for all that you've done for me. Every time I call your name, you never hesitate. You're always on time. Man,
voice,
blow my
man.
mind, man. No, that was an awesome video, man.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
man, you guys should go and check it out. I'm gonna put a
Yeah.
link in the description below. I mean, it's popping on YouTube, on gospel channels,
Yeah.
you know, all across South Africa. Man, it's quite a track, and I was really impressed with I mean, the production and everything, man, on that thing, man. You guys really, you did what you had to do there.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure.
Awesome, man.
For sure.
Awesome. Hello, everybody. How you doing? Henry here, back with another video. So in this video, I'm going to be interviewing, we're having a discussion with singer, songwriter, producer, JD Crosson. Man, JD Crosson just released an awesome video about 3 weeks ago here on YouTube.
Yeah.
Blow my mind. Man, what an awesome video, man. And
Thank you.
you've got like 5 albums in now.
Yeah, if you can call it that.
Then I read it somewhere, so
Yes.
I don't know what was going on, but
You get albums, get EPs, but basically 5 projects.
yeah, awesome, man. I mean, we're gonna be interviewing him, JD, today, just in terms of his journey and just talking about his journey as an artist, as a business person, so that, man, we can get to learn. Because you guys know that on this channel, my passion is to inspire you to reach your personal and career goals. And one of the ways that we do this is by interviewing guys, you know, who are, you know, making moves in the world. And JD is definitely one of those guys. So, man, JD, thank you very much for joining us, man.
Thank you, bro. It's an honor to be here,
Awesome.
sitting here with you. And I know there's some that's watching this right now that they probably need to find out more, especially in the space that I'm in with music and business as well. And yeah, I'm just excited to share with you guys.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Yeah, so tell us your story, bro, in terms of, man, being an artist.
Yeah.
I think it's I don't think it's the most easiest of things.
Not at
in this,
all.
in this world, right? I mean, being an artist, and I think for me, one of the things that you know that are in my heart, for example, you know, when you look at having a career, for example, and the things that you learn, you know, in school, like our education, right? Like the traditional education system, you know, versus our passions and the things that we, you know, we actually desire to do. You know, sometimes it's very difficult for those things to actually link, or for, you know, for at least one of the things you want to do, for it to then make sense in terms of a livelihood and stuff like that. I mean, it's very, I mean, it really takes a step of faith, man. If you're gonna say that this is who I am and this is what I do, and I mean, that's why I respect artists, man. I respect everyone who's an artist, whether you're a fashion designer, whether you know, if you're a photographer and you're doing it full time. Man, I respect that, because I mean, it takes a lot of guts, man, to be out there and doing what you have to do, man.
No, definitely. I think you said it so right that it's not easy to be an artist. I mean, imagine growing up with your parents. And I think every parent has a desire for you to become something or someone or do something. In most cases, it's stuff that they wish they have done, but they didn't do it. So now they kind of want to work it through you, you know?
Yeah.
So I remember I was 17 years old, and I think that's when I knew I wanted to do music, right?
Oh, wow.
And so I called my parents together, we had a meeting, because I knew what I was about to say was not exactly what they were expecting for me to do career-wise, you know? Because growing up, and it's still strong today, that thinking that music is a hobby, that there's no money in music. And this is the first thing that my parents said to me when I told them that I want to pursue it as a career. They were like, well, you need to have a backup plan.
Wow.
but just in case, you know,
It doesn't work out.
it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
Man, I just watched, I think that in that same week before the meeting, I watched the movie, The Pursuit of Happiness, of Will Smith and his son. And they had this conversation about plan A. That plan, you work on plan A. If plan A doesn't work out, your plan B is plan A. If plan B doesn't work out, then your plan C is plan A, right?
Wow.
So I came with the same approach
Yeah.
to mom and dad, and they were not buying it. They were like, nah, you need to study. You need to either study and do music as a hobby, or you have to come up with a backup plan, you know? So it wasn't easy. And I fully understand that. And I fully agree with that you need to have something else that's more stable rather than pursuing music. Because, I mean, there's a few of us that really break out to break through in this career, you know. So it's not easy.
Wow. I mean, that's something which I think any business is not easy, right? If you start, for example, you know, I've been in business for like 5 years, doing the business which I do now, right?
Yes.
It's the 5th year now. But I'm telling you, to be honest with you, and I've got this analogy in my mind, which I tell myself. I think anything that is new, it's like a baby, right? If you're gonna have a baby today, I mean, that baby, he's gonna be waking you up at night.
Yeah.
Man, you're gonna be. I mean, the baby's not just gonna start, you know, running, for example. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of love. There's gonna be a lot of attention, care, a lot of sacrifices to it. You know, and you need to be involved. You know, up until that stage whereby, you know, you can now send, you know, your child to get the remote or something, you know. But I mean, in terms of those, you know, first formative years, you know, it's all on you. And it's up and down. Because I've experienced it. You know, first year, you have 1 or 2 good months. The rest of the months, and they're not cool. But you need to stick at it, you know, and when things will be. So I think, you know, in as much as we are talking, you know, not an extreme case, but maybe something which is more of, you know, an example, an everyday example that someone wants to play sport or whatever. But even in business, you know, things are not going to, when you start out on your own, things are not just going to be as smooth sailing as you plan. I mean, you just need to be able to stick it out. You know, and just have, you know, your why, I guess, you know, and I think that's what it is. And it's so what is your why though? Well, I think that was going to be the next, you know, question that, you know, so what has,
my why?
You know, because I think I was checking on your channel. I think you started posting stuff maybe 4 years ago in terms of really nice music videos, right? Like really nice, you know, songs and content. You know, I was playing some of them in my car right now, and they're on Apple and all these things, and they are great. You know, they are great stuff. But I mean, you are still pushing to be like, you're still up and coming, you know, to get on those big stages and stuff. So what's the mentality that sort of, you know, that sort of governs you or keeps you going?
I think I love the analogy that you made about a baby or a child, right? That you also need to give it time and patience, you know, waking up different hours of the morning, just being uncomfortable at times, but really just enduring through it. Because in music, probably in business as well, 10 years of work can probably be a week.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So I've been doing this for about 13 years, but I feel as if I'm only 3 or 4 years old in the industry, where you made that example that, you know, until then you can let the child go and get the remote. So I feel like I'm at that stage where the business is already taking shape, where it can take care of itself. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's one of the things that you need to learn very quick is that, yes, there's no overnight success, but you need to show up every day, you know, to put in the work type of thing. So in my case, been doing it for 13 years, but it feels as if I'm only in my 3rd year, you know. And, you know, just really coming back to the question of why do I do this? I love it. I think I should start, I love it. It's not something where I sat back and I thought, oh, I think there's a cool opportunity, or oh,
But there's
people,
money in this.
there's
or
money
whatever
in
it is,
this, you know what I'm saying? And man, I fell for those things and I got frustrated, you know, because I wanted to get a quick buck out of it, you know. But I love it. I have a passion for music. But more than that, I love the effect that music has on people, that it can bring healing. Obviously, God being the source, and God being God behind everything that my hands touch, or that my voice sings on, you know, different platforms. But I love the effect that music just speaks. It's a universal language, you know. So it can reach out to people, it can heal them, can restore them, bring peace, can bring calmness. So I wanted to get involved in music for that reason. Well, one of the reasons to reach out to people. So my why is for the love of music and for the love of people.
Oh man, that's awesome. And I think I like what you say, that it's for the love, man.
Yeah.
But sometimes, you know, I mean, it should be the first thing, and sometimes it could be the only thing that keeps you going.
Yeah.
Is the love.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking to myself the other day, and I was just saying, you know what? Imagine if you know, if you didn't get any likes, right, on whatever you do, or any comments,
Yeah.
like, would you still do it? You know, if you still get 0 views
Yeah.
on whatever you do, like, would you go out there and, you know, put something out,
Yeah.
whether you knew that this thing was
Hey.
gonna get 0 views? Like, would you still do it?
Look, I don't want to lie to you. I've been guilty of this way back, right? Because I was caught up in that spider web, or that mentality that your success is based on ratings and likes and comments, right? So, which is not true. So I was guilty of this, where I post something and I check it like an hour later.
Yeah.
And there's 1 like, then I delete the post, right? Because I'm like, no, this is, I'm tarnishing my brand. You know what I'm saying? I'm just making myself look.
Yeah,
like,
but if there's no one watching it anyway, so
yeah, you know. But then I had to learn. I think what's different being a Christian is that, you know, the world, like I said, they base their success on in this case, music fans, your followers, groupies, platforms, likes, views. And I mean, we live in a time and age where anything is possible with money. So you can buy those things.
yeah,
Right?
wow, it's
You
crazy.
can buy millions of views, and then when you check the comments, it's like 20.
Yeah,
It's like,
it's not tallying, right?
you
It's
know
like,
what I'm
this
saying?
is not really organic. at the
Yeah,
end of
it's
the
not.
day, yeah.
It's not real, man. And so, as a Christian, we base our success on how many lives have been transformed through your work. How many families have been restored, been made whole? How many young people, in my case, have been reached out to, and they came off the streets? And I had a couple of people that came off of drugs
Wow.
because of listening to my music. So I base my success on, wow, like look at God's hand in this thing that I'm doing. So I don't look at the views. Do I get views? Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I don't look at who's commenting, who's sharing and posting, and we cannot base our success on that. So yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, it's those things, they're fleeting, right?
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, you know, your thing may not get, you know, any support, but you need to keep on, you know, keeping on. And I
Yes.
think that's so amazing that you say that, you know, it's the love for what you're doing. So you mean, if you want to start something, or if you're in something, remind yourself why you're actually doing it. It's for the love, you know. It's for the. I think there's this. It's for the love of the game. I think it's for the TV channel or whatever it is. But I think, you know, that's so awesome. You know, that you get to play each and every single day.
Yeah.
You know, in your business, you know, you get to pitch each and every single day, whether the sale is coming or it's not coming. But when you got to do that, you know, you got to open your doors. You got to send those proposals. And you got to do the work. And I think that's quite. I think that's what should drive us. At the end of the day, you know, that's what should drive us, and not the result.
That's it.
But I think we're in a society sometimes, and I'm not saying I also don't fall in the same trap. That results.
Yeah.
You know, everything you see, whether it's, you know, weight loss, whether it's body, do it in the next. I'm looking for someone who wants to transform their body in the next 8 weeks. Next 8 weeks. I'm like, dude, we've got our whole lives to live. You know, so what are we going to be doing for the other, I don't know, you know, 40 I don't know, it's 42 weeks or whatever in the year, you know, or 40, I don't know, the years.
Yeah.
It's 52 weeks
I
in the
think
year.
it's 52 weeks in the year.
Yeah, so what are we going to be doing for the balance of those?
Yeah.
You know, if everything we're saying that it has to happen in the next 8 weeks.
Yeah.
You know, so what are we going to do in the balance of the, you know, of the year? So it's not really about the 8 weeks. It's about, you know, who are you becoming? Yeah. At the end of the day, you know, who are you becoming, rather than, you know, what am I getting now? I mean, that's it's not sustainable. You know, you rather develop your capacity. That's what I think. You know?
And you know, the points that you're raising, it helped me. We are only realize it now. For example, like I said, being driven by love, or motivated by love, rather inspired by love, if I can use that word, because sometimes with motivation, you always need another motivation. You always need another talk or quick talk from someone. You always need, but once you're inspired, you can just be inspired once and just run, you know. But in that spare time, to give you some practical examples, so I studied music for 2 years, but this is just keyboard and music business, right? But I had a passion for production. So where I was studying in my first year already, there's production classes where guys are busy recording people and they're just producing music. So there's a big window where you can get to see, as you walk in the corridors, you can see what they're doing. So while the rest of my friends are just chatting and they go to their own space or during break time, so what I would do is that I would go stand next to that window, get the notepad. I didn't have an iPad or anything back then, right? So I have a notepad, notebook, and then I have a pen, and I start jotting down. Oh, so you press that button. You do, oh, that's what you don't do, right? So that's what I used to do. And then I started building up my own studio, and then I took out that notebook, right? And then that's how I applied myself, where I can really say that I am an awesome producer. I produce every work that you hear that comes from me, right? Wow. But it comes back to what you're saying, is that the result I was looking for was to have a product. But what do I do with those other weeks, right? So that's what I did. I took out a notebook, I did my research, I went to places, to people, just to get advice and all of that. And I think one of the dangers and the saddest thing in this industry is that it's all about who you know. Right? Like, if something happens and you're like, oh, connect me to that person. And the scary thing is that if a connection is going to get you or open up the door for you, then that connection has to maintain or keep that door open for you. So that can mean anything. You might have to bribe them at some stage. You might have to twist a story. You might have to give a bad report on your own friend, which happens, especially to singers and backing vocalists. You badmouth them so that you can get a spot or opportunity. But if you have God as your source and plug, or your connector, man, everything is just easier. It's his responsibility to keep the door open.
Man, that's so awesome, man. And I mean, you know, I think it all starts with God, right? I mean, it all starts with God at the end of the day. And I mean, you guys know, man, if you've been watching this channel, man, then, you know, I believe in God myself. You know, I'm a Christian. And I think, you know, that's one thing that, you know, we all need to learn at a certain time. Is just that, you know, you need to know where you're supposed to go. You need to know where what you are supposed to be doing. And, you know, God is the one who can connect you to that. Man. True. Because he's the one who builds the thing. Right? So all the connections, they're already there for you. True. At the end of the day to actually do the things that you're supposed to be doing. And I like the fact that, you know, you actually became someone, you know, a producer. You know, you actually applied yourself. And I think that's one thing that we should always, you know, applaud ourselves. When you are actually doing something that betters yourself, you need to applaud yourself, because it's not really, as we're saying, about, you know, the end result. Because that's just going to be a specific event. On a certain day, you have produced the album, or you have launched the album. That's going to be one day. I mean, sometimes it just maybe takes someone pressing play and the whole world to hear it. But it came from somewhere. Right? It came from somewhere, and it took you becoming someone else.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to, that every day you're going out there, standing outside that window, you should have applauded yourself and say that, you know what, yeah, I think it was worthy of applause, and say that, you know what, like I'm this, I'm becoming this.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of us, I think we shortchange ourselves and delay sometimes even our own happiness.
Yeah.
Because we're just thinking, I'm going to be happy when I get that certificate.
Yeah.
That's when I'm going to be happy.
Yeah.
When I get that job, that's when I'm going to be happy. But you know what? If you're looking for a job right now and you send whatever 100 CVs in a day, I mean, at the end of the day, you should be happy with yourself.
That's it.
Because I mean,
right.
that's the same work ethic that you're going to have to put when you get the job.
Yeah.
That's the same sort of belief and faith that you're going to be, that you need to sort of express when you get the job. Because that's what it is. I mean, each and every single day is a walk of faith. You're doing whatever you're doing.
Yeah. No, most definitely. And what's crazy is that, like I said, I've been doing it for 13 years, and I feel as if I'm only in my third year.
Yeah.
In this music industry, is that for about 10 years of that 13, I've tried everything to get onto TV, radio, newspapers, magazines, connections, forcing a connection, and none of those opportunities happened. None of it, like stations would end the call, they would get irritated because it's me again, and TV channels would just shut me down. And I really had to take a break, like say, hold up, no, but something's not right, And I used to blame people. I used to always blame people, but my thinking or my motive wasn't right then, And man, you should ask my wife. I just told her, look, it's good to hustle. It's good to put in the work. It's good to do this, but really coming back to faith, really just enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah.
And just grow baby steps. Don't try and think of the big steps. Think about the small steps as well. Like, okay, so today this is what you want to do, right? Tomorrow this is what you want to do, and you end there.
Yeah.
Then tomorrow comes, you think about that day, you think about the next day, right? And that's what I did. And then, like you said, only about 3-4 years ago, I started really putting out good content, and that's where it changed for me because my thinking changed, right? And next thing, and I kid you not, these stations, these radio stations, a whole lot of them, the TV channels started contacting me. I did not lift up a phone.
Wow.
I did not open up my email to say, hey, I'm JD, please check out my stuff. Nothing. They started hearing from people what I'm doing. They started seeing fruit. They started seeing my work ethic, really produce results, And they started reaching out to me. Now, they always asking me, all these platforms, when are you releasing the next thing? Please give us some more, please give us some more. So now it's just sweeter because now there's a relationship. And like you said, if you go through the channel of God, then it's better when He has placed the connections for you rather than you trying to
to bring it together.
Bring it together.
Do your own thing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's amazing though, and I think there's this thing, there's something about time, right? About time spent in something or trying to figure yourself out, man. I don't know if there are people who are overnight successes. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think the bottom line is there's just something about time. I don't know how long it's going to be for you or whatever it is. But it's you're saying that when obviously you are also being worked on yourself. I mean, as a person, you're developing, different perspectives. You're getting different types of, different kind of clarity, different motivations. There's just something about time which I think, we should all be able to invest in before we expect to just see results, out of certain things. We need to be able to, and I think time will guide you, as you're finding, your path in terms of, what really are you supposed to do. And, I was just thinking about something crazy. I mean, these things are just coming to me now. And the thing is, God gives you an idea that's ahead of its time. And that's
So
what
true.
I believe.
So true.
I mean, that's what a prophecy is, right?
So true.
It's
Yes.
an idea or a reality. It's not. It's actually a reality,
Yeah.
which is ahead of its time.
Yeah.
So that's the key. The reality is ahead of its time.
Yeah.
So what you need to figure out is that, you know, how are you gonna walk, you know, until you get to that time, to that destination.
Yeah.
And sometimes it may not be clear. Because
Yeah.
these things, they don't come and say, okay, yeah, then you're gonna do this and that.
Yeah.
Maybe you just need to take the first step first. Yeah.
And it's very important for you to take that step. You know, you don't have to have it figured out right in the beginning, but the more you take those steps, you'll begin. I mean, the picture becomes bigger and clearer for you, right? And just another quick example. I think a couple of years ago, urban gospel, which I've been doing dominantly, hasn't been a thing. Hasn't been that big, right? Only the Americans, B.B. Winans, C.C. Winans, Dietrich Haddon, those guys were doing it. Fred Hammond, the Commission, right? But in SA, it wasn't that big.
Yeah.
So, you know, when I felt that, like you said, God gives you an idea, when I felt that I need to do urban gospel, I was like, what? And people would tell me, like, there's no market for it. People would approach me. I used to be in meetings where they have bags of money, and they say, look, we want to sign you up.
Yeah.
Right? We have the money that can support you with anything that you need, but on one condition: can you change your sound to cater for the masses?
Wow.
Right? And I said no, because that idea that I got in the beginning was my driving force, if you can call it, right? So what am I trying to say is that throughout all of this, there's many opportunities for you to feel discouraged.
Yeah.
There's many obstacles and challenges that can make you, you know, sick, like doubt yourself, or like, God, did you really give me that idea? And the problem is we end up waiting for someone else to do it first, and then we'll jump up and be like, yeah, I can also do it, right? And my thinking was that while I'm thinking about it, there's probably someone else, probably in China, that's doing it.
Wow.
You know, while I'm busy sitting and thinking, should I not, there's probably someone that's already making something out of it, right? So, going into urban gospel, it's a strange environment, meaning I get invited to events and everyone else is doing a certain sound. There comes JD in Swaziland. He's doing this sound, and the people, they first look at you like, what is this? But next thing, they start to connect with you, right? So always being persistent and consistent, that I ended up being a pioneer in the industry in the urban gospel field, where I started topping charts.
Yeah.
Right? Consistently.
Yeah.
Topping charts, being number one. And like I said, that doesn't prove that I'm a successful person. I don't base it on that. But had I not ran with that idea, I don't think I would have been where I am right now, or inspire a lot of people to do what they're actually doing right now, right? So take that small step, and you know, God will do the rest. Take that small step, and you know, just break barriers, man. Break walls, and now it's easier for me to come back to guys that's probably at a lower level, not disrespecting them, and help them up to say, hey guys, you can actually cross over. You can actually do it. It's not impossible. It's not as hard as you think it is, right? But take that first step.
Awesome, man. I mean, take that first step. Guys, if you are getting value out of this video, man, hit that like button. You know, share this video right now, man. I mean, someone will definitely benefit from this.